Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So sorry, we will do the prayers. We will do the invocation prayer for Tattvabodha. Vasudevendra Yogindram
वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रम्
Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम्
Mumukshunam Hitarthaya
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
Tattvabodho Vidiyate.
तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते.
So, the author of this text called Tattvabodha is making the prayer that Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodha Abhidhiyate. I am going to expound this text Tattvabodha for the well-being, Hitarthaya, well-being, Mumukshunam, of the Mumukshus, of those who have the desire for moksha. How is he doing this? Natva Jnanapradam Gurum, having saluted whom? The Guru, having saluted the Guru, who is Jnanapradam, who has given me this knowledge. Who is he? Vasudevendra Yogindram, that must be the name of his Guru. So we were dwelling on this last time, and he said, or he is saying in the prayers, that I'm going to expound this Tattvabodha for the well-being of Mumukshuna, well-being of those who are desirous of moksha, not for anybody, but for Mumukshuna. So then we were dwelling on this word Mumukshu. Who is a Mumukshu that we were dwelling on? That person who is desirous of moksha is a Mumukshu. What is moksha? Moksha means freedom from bondage. What is bondage? Then we were looking into bondage is a sense of limitation that I constantly feel, a sense of helplessness, a sense of limitation in some aspect of my personality, whether it be my emotion, whether it be my intellect. I feel limited. If one of my emotion is not satisfied, I feel limited. So this is the helplessness that I constantly face in life. And it is being said that the bondage we are facing is a sense, it is a notion, it is not the reality, it is a notion. Like when I was dreaming, in my dream, I perhaps had a dream that, I was robbed. And then in my dream, I was frantically looking for how I can retrieve all my wealth. But as soon as I wake up, what do I realize? That was a dream. I was never robbed. That robbing that I felt that I was robbed in my dream was a notion on my part. I was not actually robbed, it was just a notion. And so also, when we are living this life, all the limitations, all the helplessness that I feel, that we feel, is a notion. It is not the reality. When some emotion, when one of my emotion or some emotions do not get fulfilled and I feel frustrated, that is a sense that is a notion. It's not the reality. And so this is the bondage that I constantly feel a limitation. That limitation is not the reality, it is a sense of limitation. That sense of limitation, that sense of helplessness, that sense of frustration is the bondage that we are facing in our life. And what is the freedom? Freedom is freedom from that sense of notion or helplessness. So, in this term, our Mahatmas, our Gurus, give us an example. The example is, there was a Gurukulam. In that Gurukulam, there was a Guru and there were some Shishyas. One of the Shishya had this duty that he had to tie up the cows daily at night and then in the morning, undo it and take the cows for grazing. So this was his duty. One day the rope got lost. So then how should he tie the cows? He went to the Guru. He explained the Guru, this is the situation. Guruji, what should I do? What should I do now? So Guru said, it's okay, you just tie them. So this fellow says, but Guruji, we don't have the rope got lost. What should I do? Guruji, just tie them. Guruji, the rope is lost. How should I tie them? Arey, just do, a gesture as if you are tying the cows. So then this fellow didn't understand how are the cows going to get tied just by, doing a gesture. He feels this old person has gone nuts. But, just internally he feels that. But Guru says, so, okay, let me just follow the instruction of the Guru. So he goes and he just does the gesture as if he is tying the cow. And to his surprise, then the cows stop moving. Still, he had a doubt that in the morning when I come, none of these cows will remain. And I don't know what am I going to do. But when he came in the morning, the cows were there, and he felt he felt a sigh of relief. And now he had the next task. What? He had to take the cows for grazing. So daily he used to just untie and then take the cows. But there is no rope to begin with. So he's trying to stir those cows. But the cows, they don't move. And then he feels like, what has happened? What has this guru done? He has done some mantra, etc. The cows are not moving. Something he has done. Some magic he has done. So then he comes to the guru. Guruji, the cows are not moving. Guruji says, have you untied the cows? So he says, Guruji, I never tied them to begin with. How can I untie the cows whom I have never tied? Arey, you just do the gesture as if you are untying it. So this fellow goes and he does the gesture and the cows, they start moving. So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is the cows thought that they were tied and that they thought that they were released. Even bondage was a notion and even freedom was a notion. In the same way, we are also bound. In what way? Notional bounding. It is a sense, regardless of whatever frustration at the level of emotions, intellect, we feel, it's a notion. Ultimately, it is a notion. હું આટલું પ્રેમથી ખાવાનું બનાવું છું ને ખાતા નથી. It's a notion. We feel anytime we feel that, we remind ourselves that it is a notion. And so the freedom from this notion is also at the level of what? Notional. I was never bound to begin with. So I am never going to be actually free. I am always free. So the recognition that will happen when we understand this knowledge is that I was always free. I will always remain free. That I was bound. It was but a notion on my part. So this is a mumukshu who is desirous of freedom. What kind of desire does this mumukshu have? Not any kind of desire. See, you have a desire for ice cream. Is this desire for moksha like that desire for that ice cream, or the desire for that job, or the desire for that house? No, this is a burning desire that one feels, that one has faced the life so much and he's just frustrated, he or she, we are frustrated with the ways of life, and now we want to come out of it, and there is a burning desire that no more of this, no more of this feeling of helplessness, no more of this feeling of limitation, and I have this strong notion of I want to come out of it. That is what we call here muksha, the desire for moksha. So it is an intense desire where we want nothing other than this, or in other words, we can say where this becomes our priority. Everything else, if we may do, it comes in keeping with keeping this desire. And for that, I will give an example. 12th માં આપણે બધા exam tuitions બધા કરેલા છે, right? So we know that 12th is a very important year, and we focus all our attention on studies. And so whatever other activities we may be doing then, everything keeps in line with this is my goal right now, that I have to get good marks. So that becomes your priority, and everything else becomes it is it becomes subservient, and it becomes it is in keeping with making this as a priority. And in the same way, mumuksha is this kind of intense desire. So first of all, if we do not have mumuksha, then we need to create that mumuksha. So the author will take us through that. But why should we have mumuksha? Should we have mumuksha? Should we be desirous to become free?
I
Neha,
think,
you can also speak. If so, you are free to speak.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Tula,
think
go ahead.
yes. I think yes. On a very like superficial level, we should, because if we desire, then only we will find out that it's all notion.
Okay, good answer.
If we don't desire to be free, I will never understand the truth that I was never bound.
Okay. Second question. When does a desire for moksha arise? Uh, when can a desire for moksha arise? When did you feel like, I should understand the spirituality? I should, I should listen to the spiritual text. When did that arise in you? 10 years back or now? What is the difference between you who were 10 years back and you who are now? Something
I don't know.
changed?
Yeah, I think so. I think,
At least something changed, right? 10 years
huh,
back, you never felt like I want to study this
huh,
text.
huh, કે તમને, like, you went through so much.
Hmm.
Then I
What,
don't know. I don't know the
you
answer.
went through some things.
Huh.
What did that do? You went through some things. What did that do?
It's very tricky. I don't know. It I don't know.
I think when we went through something,
Okay, I'll mute myself for some time until when.
then we realize how
We mute.
uh, unimportant or
Huh.
how useless the things are that uh, we feel that are very important in our life. Over a period of time, we understand that, and I don't know. For some people, that might be some past karma that
Mm.
take them to that path, to that path, or
Yeah.
Gautam Buddha, wherein
Mm.
uh, they were in a kind of surrounding or in a kind of family where they never felt something like they had not the feeling of grief or something falling short of, but then they fall on to this path. So
Mm.
on people for people like us, I think it is like हम गिर गिर के संभलते हैं, and for
Mm.
people like them it is like they their karma or past karma are playing some
Mm.
role. That is what I feel.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes. So at this point, yes, that's nice.
Mm.
Uh, so at this point, I want to introduce one more technical term, uh, purusharth,
Mm.
right? I don't know if Tula, I have gone through this word.
Mm.
We have, but
Mm.
purusharth. So we all have this question that what is the goal of human life? You know, what is the goal of human life? And purushartha is, it can be translated as the goal of human life, the goal as your life as a human. And uh, before coming to moksha, we feel, the first thing we feel, the goal of our human life, first of all, the goal of human life is what? There is only one goal of, as human beings, to be happy.
Mm.
All of us want to be happy.
Mm.
Uh, but how do we want to be happy? There, so far, we have tried different ways. Now, we have to examine what are the different ways that we have been seeking this one goal, happiness, and whether we were able to fulfill it. And when we are able to prove that no, so far we are not, we have tried this and it has not worked in
Mm.
giving us the happiness, the kind of happiness I want, not incidental, but the 24/7 happiness, the happiness that is there everywhere in
Mm.
Toronto, in Ahmedabad, everywhere in Mumbai, in Surat, yesterday, today, tomorrow. So that kind of happiness, which is there everywhere, every time, uh, can I have that by the means that I have been so far, employing? Uh, and when we examine that, and when we find that no, they have not been able to give me that happiness, then we come to this fourth means called moksha. Then this, then we also are mumukshu, as by birth, but it is only a matter of recognition that yes, I am a mumukshu. So when do I become a mumukshu? When I recognize that this is already a desire in me, and so far I was already trying to fulfill this desire, but through the wrong means. And so when the person realizes that, oh, so far I had been trying wrong means, and now this is not the right means. What is the right means? something else is the right means, which is the Shastrartha Vichara, then we say that transformation has happened. It is almost like a person is driving, a person coming from North America starts driving here by accidentally, by habitually, he is driving in the wrong direction, and then suddenly he realizes no, he has to drive the other way. So also here you have to make as if a U-turn. The means that you're using, uh, you have to recognize that those means are not capable to fulfill the goal. What is that goal? The goal is the same, happiness.
Hmm.
I want happiness. Even before it was the same, I want happiness. Even now with the mumuksha, goal is the same, I want happiness. Only the means changed. So now let us look into what are the means that we have been relying on so far. So how do I try to be happy? By having a house.
Hmm.
I'm on a road. Will I be happy? No.
Hmm.
I want to be. I want to have a house. And just a house, is that fine? Or do you need a job?
Hmm.
I need a house. I need a job. And then I have to commute. Maybe I need a car. So, and then there is too much heat. I need
Hmm.
AC. But in Toronto, it's very cold. I need a heater.
Hmm.
So, in this manner, what do you see? How are you trying to seek happiness?
By
By security, some
huh.
security, and by some comfort. You
Huh.
are trying to make yourself secure through house, job, car, etc.
Hmm.
And you are trying to make yourself, your life comfortable.
Comfortable.
So far, this Purushartha, you're trying to be happy by making yourself secure and by making yourself comfortable. And then do you go for vacation?
Hmm.
Yes, time I go for vacation. So that is what? That is you're trying to fulfill uh, um, your sense pleasures, at the level of sense pleasures, you're trying to gain that happiness. So this is what my life so far have been. But uh, do you find okay, મોટું ઘર લઈ લીધું, નાના ફ્લેટમાં હતી, પેલા રેન્ટ ઉપર હતી, હવે પોતાનું ઘર થઈ ગયું. Are you happy? You may be happy for 1 year.
Hmm.
Does that happiness remain the same in the second year?
No.
Or now now you are looking for happiness from somewhere else. AC आई
Yes.
गयो, so now we are comfortable. So that's it. That happiness lasts for how long? That happiness lasts for perhaps a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months.
Hmm.
Then what? Then you are so used to it that now you want another level, a different level of from where can I get happiness? So far, happiness has been what? For me, it has been I have to get happiness from somewhere else.
Hmm.
I have to get happiness. This is what my approach has been, that I have to get happiness. And to get happiness, I have to be secure. I have to be secure at what level? At multiple levels, at emotional level, at intellectual level, at physical level, financial level. And okay, to some extent, we may be right. To be practical, we may be right. But beyond that, to have a house for security is fine. The body needs a house, it cannot stay on the road. That is fine. But to have a 3 BHK house or a 4 BHK house, that is your insistence. When
Hmm.
you can be fine with, uh, you know, just your basic requirements of 2 BHK, then to insist for a 3 BHK or 4 BHK or a certain setup, certain brand, certain, look. So that is what that is you are overdoing it. It is going above the basic definition of what security is required
Yes.
to a body, to a physical body. So same thing at uh, emotional level, intellectual level. The same thing uh, will apply at all these levels. So, but so far, this is how we have been trying to acquire happiness through security, through sense pleasures. We go to concert, we go to vacation, we go to concert, we go to restaurant. Why? Because then we'll be happy. When I eat this nice pizza, then I'll be happy. When I try out this nice restaurant, then I'll be happy. When I try this new flavor that just has got introduced, that my friend has been, uh, mentioning about, and I have not have got opportunity to try it. When I try that ice cream flavor, new ice cream flavor, then I'll be happy. So far, this is our direction. And if we examine, uh, we have tried the new flavor. How much happiness has it been able to give us? How long has that happiness lasted? Kayam
Mm.
lasts. No, a new flavor will come and then your attachment with that flavor will also drop. So there is nothing you find which is infallible. There is nothing which kind of stays. No object which so far seems to promise you to give happiness stays as is for long. So this is our experience. If the objects, if the so-called security, if the so-called comfort were able to give you happiness, 24/7 happiness, then, uh, you know, drop by drop, little by little, my happiness quotient should have been increased. I should have been at least 50% satisfied. But what do I find? I am always thirsty. I'm always thirsty. So I find myself in a well which is a bottomless, in a pit, which has a bottomless pit. એટલે માની લો કે મારા હાથમાં ઘડો છે, ઘડામાં હું સિક્કા નાખું એક પછી એક, તો ઘડો ભરાવો જોઈએ. પણ ઘડામાં નીચે કાણું હોય, હું ગમે તેટલા સિક્કા મૂકું, એ ઘડો ભરાશે? તો આપણા જીવનમાં કઈ આવું જ નથી. કારણ કે જો, see, you have lived 30 years, I have lived 40 or 45 years, તો મારો happiness quotient rise થવો જોઈએ ને. કે ચલો આટલો થયો, હવે આટલું જ બાકી રહ્યું. એવું થાય છે કોઈ દિવસ આટલો થઈ ગયો અને આટલું જ બાકી રહ્યું? નથી થતું ને. પછી then there is something fundamentally wrong, એવું નથી લાગતું? કે આપણે પાણીનો ગ્લાસ ભરીએ તો પાણીના ગ્લાસમાં પાણી ભરું તો ધીરે ધીરે થોડુંક થોડુંક ભરાતું તો જાય ને. પણ આ તો કશું ભરાતું જ નથી, ખાલી ને ખાલી જ રહે છે. See, when you eat 2 laddus, your stomach should get what? Full. Now, if you eat laddus, go on eating laddus, then something is wrong, ne?
Wrong. Yeah.
Something is definitely wrong. So what is wrong?
The
So,
desire for that laddu is wrong, I think, no?
how is the desire for that laddu wrong? Answer is right, but કેવી રીતના? આમ તો આપણે જોઈ લીધું છે, so you are capable to answer it.
To like how it is wrong is to understand that that is so મને બહુ જ ભૂખ ઘણીવાર like you know when you are hungry for just by default you are hungry, તમને એવું થાય કે મને બહાર જઈને આ ખાઈ લેવું છે, આ ખાઈ લેવું છે, આ ખાઈ લેવું છે, but actually you are not craving that food. Your basic need of hunger is there, but you don't want to spend those money and you don't want to eat all this. But because તમારે અંદર ખાલી ભૂખ છે, તમને એવું લાગે છે કે ના મને આ પીઝા ખેલાવું છે, મને આ બધું
Psychologically, that is how you feel.
યા પણ એના બદલે હું બાય ડિફોલ્ટ જો ખાલી એક રોટલી મારા પેટમાં નાખી દઉં જે બેઝિક છે, જેમાં કંઈ નવું નથી, જે બાય ડિફોલ્ટ બેઝિક છે, તો દેન આઈ વિલ નોટ ફીલ રાઈટ દેટ સ્ટિમ્યુલેશન કે હું મને આ ખાવું છે, આ ખાવું છે, because I'm taken care of.
Yes, but then there is two things. There is one is the requirement of your physiology, and that you want to go to restaurant is the requirement or demand of your mind. Okay, your mind is getting attracted there. Your stomach only needs either something, right?
Something, huh?
The stomach will be fine, but your mind will be there. So there will be, there are
Yeah.
two things. The mind is feeling that it will get happiness only when it goes to that restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Stomach just needs whatever nutrition it needs. So stomach will be fine, but the mind will still be there. So
Yeah.
unless you make your mind understand
Exactly.
what is wrong in there, in insisting to go out, the mind will not, એ ચેન્જ નહીં થાય. એટલે માઇન્ડને હેબિટ પડી ગઈ છે કે એ રેસ્ટોરન્ટ ફૂડ માંથી જ આનંદ લેવાનો એને ટેવ પડી ગઈ છે. તો એને પછી સમજાવીને આપણે કરવું પડે.
Yeah, so
Otherwise,
the way, right, to like each point છે, right, કે like you don't need that, just like you said, right, that you don't need that 4 bedroom house. That's
yes,
just તમારી insecurity ખાલી ઘરની છે, તો you just need something basic,
yes,
જે by default તમારામાં જરૂર છે, પછી then you add layers of happiness.
that is layers. That is layers કે તમે 4 bedroom નું હોય, then you will be in par with the society, and then you will feel acknowledged, and then you will feel happy. So two questions are there. Two fundamental problem is there. That constantly we are facing self non-acceptance, and that's why we are trying to meet ourselves with the status or standards of the society. We are trying to meet ourselves with the standards of the society so that I can see myself as acceptable to others, and when others will accept me, then I can accept myself. So this is also a problem that I have to solve. And the second problem is that I am પુરુષાર્થ જેની આપણે વાતો કરતા હતા, અને હું થોડી થઈ કે happiness is the one thing that everybody is looking for. And so far I had been looking for that happiness through security and pleasure, through worldly objects, and how these things are not capable to give me lasting happiness, which I am looking for. So what am I looking for? I'm not just looking for happiness, I'm looking for lasting happiness. And that will not come from worldly objects, because it has not come so far. ઘણી બધી વસ્તુઓ મળી છે, પણ મને નથી મળ્યું અત્યાર સુધી. અને ઇનફેક્ટ એ જ નહીં, you take any billionaire, you take example of any billionaire, you take example of any successful person, whoever you consider to be successful, you will find that even for that person has not been able to get lasting happiness by whatever means, even fair means, that he has tried to use. So this means of getting happiness by what? By something other than me is not working. Even if I feel it is working, it just gives me a spark of happiness and then it goes. That happiness comes and it goes. So are we all in consensus with this observation and conclusion from our life?
Yeah.
So then, is there something called lasting happiness? That's the question. Then Shastra says, or we hear from, spiritual leaders that yes, there is something called lasting happiness. And Shastra also says what? That is your very nature. That is your very nature. And it is only because you have not recognized it, and not only you have not recognized that happiness is your nature, you take yourself to be otherwise. What? That happiness has to be gained. હેપીનેસ મારો નેચર તો નથી જ, પણ મારે હેપીનેસને બહારથી લાવવાનું છે ક્યાંકથી. એટલે મારી પ્રવૃત્તિ ક્યાં થાય છે હંમેશા? માય એફર્ટ્સ આર ઓલવેઝ ઇન ગેટિંગ ગેટિંગ ગેટિંગ. એ શાંત થઈ જાય તો શું થાય? I will just experience the peace and the happiness that is already my nature. એટલે શાસ્ત્રએ મને અહીંયાથી, we have to stop doing, acquiring, trying to get or getting rid of something. એમાંથી હવે છોડી અને we have to change our ways of life to understanding ourselves. So our means have to change from trying to get something to just accepting ourselves and understanding ourselves, understanding our experience. So when that happens, that is the spiritual turnabout. That is the mumuksha. Mumuksha is always there, but the means that we use is the wrong means. So when we understand that the means that I had been utilizing so far for getting happiness was not the right means, and it's just a matter of understanding my life, understanding the reality of the life around, the world around, the people around, then I will understand happiness in its true nature. When I understand this, then I become a mumukshu. Because then the question will be, okay, what is the reality of life? How is happiness my nature? In what manner should I understand this? એટલે આવી બધી ઝંખના થશે, આવી બધી ક્યુરિયોસિટી થશે. ત્યારે જ્યારે એક કન્વિક્શન થઈ જશે કે ના બરાબર, અત્યાર સુધી જે કર્યું એનાથી મને લાસ્ટિંગ, ઇટ કેનોટ ગીવ મી લાસ્ટિંગ હેપીનેસ. એ ભલે ઇવન અત્યારે પણ હું કદાચ હું કરું, but with this conviction that no, that thing is not capable to give me lasting happiness. So mumukshu is that turnabout in the means. પુરુષાર્થની ચર્ચા થઈ ગઈ હતી, then I'll just close that topic. So I introduce two concepts. There is a third one, dharma. So security is called artha. The name for security in Sanskrit is artha. Artha means security. Then kama. Kama means sensuous pleasures. So whatever we see, like ice cream, 4 BHK. So 2 BHK is security. થોડીક જે basic requirement is security. Then more than that, whatever you are going, that is kamana. 4 BHK, that is your kamana. 2 BHK, your security, artha. So how your mind or your personality is constantly playing from artha to kama. Now there is a third factor. You can get your 4 BHK or 2 BHK by fair means or unfair means. So ધર્મનો પાલનથી તમે કરી શકો, અથવા તો you compromise the values, you compromise the integrity, and then you get, by unfair means, all these pleasures or whatever your desires. So the means of getting happiness can be by fair or unfair means. So when it is by fair means, then that is dharma. That is translated as dharma. So dharma is in a way following values. Another uh, meaning of dharma is swarga, getting heaven or swarga. એટલે afterlife. My afterlife be. સો આઈ વિલ કારણ કે મોડર્ન લાઈફમાં આપણે આ ધર્મને સ્વર્ગને જોડે બહુ જ જોડાયેલા નથી એટલે પહેલા હું એ કોન્સેપ્ટ કહી દઉં and then I will mention what it means in today's life. So in Vedic times, everybody had this concept that not only we have to work for happiness herein for this life, but also hereafter. કે મરણ પછી પણ હું સ્વર્ગમાં જાઉં. That my next birth should be one where I gain happiness. And that concept was that when one goes to Swarga, which in today's language we say Vaikunthama Jaish, Dhammma Jaish. So that's the concept of Swarga. કે ત્યાં જઈને હું ભગવાન જોડે રહીશ, ભગવાનના સાનિધ્યમાં હઈશ, that concept. અને ત્યાં મને આનંદ પ્રાપ્ત થશે, એ રીતના હું આનંદ મેળવીશ. So this is dharma. So something needs to be done if one wants to go to Vaikuntha or Swarga. What is that? Punya karma. So then you have to do actions which will create punya. So then dharma is associated with this concepts of punya and papa. You avoid papa and you try to do as much punya as you can. So punya and papa are the currencies for gaining happiness. When we talk about this swarga or even in the life herein. See, whenever you are experiencing happiness, that happiness is coming and going. The new flavor you tried, the new flavor of ice cream you tried, you felt happiness. You're not denying that happiness. બરાબર? એ happiness તો મને તમને મળ્યું. ભલે તમે કહો છો કે happiness બહારથી નથી આવતો, પણ આનંદ તો મળ્યો ને. લાડુ ખાવાથી આનંદ મળ્યો કે નહીં? તમે ઊંધી છતી વાત કેમ કરો છો કે આનંદ બહારથી નથી આવતો? લાડુ ખાવાથી આનંદ મળે છે, દેખીતી વાત છે. So we are not denying that. But now we are introducing this new concept. What? Ke dharma thi, whenever you do good deeds, it creates punya. A punya is what? Punya is the invisible result of whatever good deeds you do in this life. And that punya, that is the invisible result, can give you or will give you a happy state of mind in future. That future can be either tomorrow, either 20 days later, either 20 months later, either 20 years later, or either 20 lifetimes later. That is decided by Bhagwan's infrastructure of when will a karma, when will an action fructify. So there is this concept of karma and karma phala, action and result of the action. So when one does a good deed, it incurs two results. One is the result that we may actually see, and the other result is the invisible result, which deposits in our account. It is not something that is visible, it is invisible, but it settles in our account, and it is like an investment which will mature in the future, and at certain later point it will fructify. And when it fructifies, it gives me a moment of happiness. So when I am happy eating that ice cream, that happiness is coming from my own punyam. Whenever I am happy, not only with ice cream or laddu, whenever I am happy, even a vacation, I am experiencing the happiness of my punyam. I myself earned it in the past, and I myself am enjoying my own investments,
Yeah.
which Bhagwan has decided to give me at this time. So that is decided by destiny, prarabdha, meaning Bhagavan, who is karma phala data, who is the giver of the results of an action. He decides when uh, when I should get what, in what manner. Uh, he decides, or his laws. He has made these laws કે જેનાથી આ ઓટોમેટિક થતું હોય છે. રાઈટ. સો આ આપણે જોયું પુણ્યના સંદર્ભમાં. The same thing happens for papam. In 5 minutes we will close. But we're almost there. So same thing happens with papam. Any bad result, any bad action, meaning any action where I compromise the values. What is a good action? Action which is in keeping with the values. Satya, ahimsa, kshama, all this, all these. Where I do not hurt somebody, where I act in a manner in keeping with the well-being of the setup that I am in. And papam is an action where I work in a way which is going to go against the setup, where I compromise the values. That is going to create a papam. So the result of papam is it will result into invisible result, which will give me sorrow in future. So whenever I experience sorrow, what am I experiencing? My own papam. I am exhausting my papam. So whenever I am feeling frustrated, sad, how should I train my mind? Okay, mind, some papa are getting exhausted. Jashe, jatu reshe. But at the same time, whenever I am feeling happy, what should I tell my mind? Hey, mind, taru akhar punya kharchai rahu છે. So now you'll have to either invest more, do more punya karmas, or you have to recognize that what happiness is your very nature. So stop in the business of this currency business of papa and punya, and now move on to what is the actual nature of this happiness. How is happiness my nature? So mumukshu is just a turnaround from, so far I have been dwelling into this life mode of gaining punyam, avoiding papam, and from that now I transform myself to no, this is something else. It is not something to be acquired. Happiness is not something to be acquired, because whatever I acquire, so far it has not been able to give me that infallible happiness, that 24 happiness, 24/7 happiness, that lasting happiness. And so I have to recognize the very nature of happiness. So with that understanding, one that mumukshu, a mumuksha, that desire becomes intense, and one moves in this path further. So that person becomes mumukshu. So only when we become mumukshu, then Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. Then what will be mentioned here in this text will એ આપણને અડકશે. Otherwise it will all become academic knowledge. So that is why I am emphasizing on each word. Next word that we will dwell tomorrow is Natva. Natva, this author said Natva, having saluted the Guru. So I want to dwell little bit on Namaha. The word there is Namaha, having saluted. So what does salutation mean? How salutation means giving up all your insistence. How salutation means giving up all your expectation. And how we have to come open minded. We have to be completely open minded in order to recognize ourselves as we are. If we are going to have notions, then it will be in our way of understanding who we are truly and accepting that. Shastra will tell who we are. We don't have to discover that. Shastra will tell who we are and who we are not. But the trouble is in absorbing or assimilating that. And why does that happen? Why are we not able to absorb and assimilate that? Because this natva has not happened. We are not, this nama has not happened. So tomorrow we will dwell on that natva, namaha, a little bit, and then we will proceed further in the text. Okay, so let's complete with the prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Hari Om
Okay.
Hari Om
Hari Om. Bye.
8:30 tomorrow.
Tomorrow same time. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Neha. Bye.